Young Alex was a boy with a mind full of wonder. He was not like other children his age, though he played and laughed just as much. His eyes held a special kind of sparkle. This sparkle came from a deep curiosity, a constant questioning of the world around him. He loved to learn new things. Every day was an adventure for his busy brain. He found joy in puzzles and patterns. He saw connections that others often missed. This little boy was, in many ways, a small genius walking among us, ready to explore. His school was called Sunny Meadows Elementary. It was a cheerful place. The walls were painted in bright, happy colors. Sunlight streamed through the large classroom windows. Laughter often echoed in the hallways. The teachers at Sunny Meadows were kind and dedicated. They believed every child had something special to offer. They worked hard to create a place where students felt safe to learn and grow. It was the perfect environment for a boy like Alex, a place where his unique talents could truly blossom and shine brightly. On his very first day, Alex was quiet. He observed everything with keen interest. He watched how the other children interacted. He listened carefully to the teacher's instructions. He noticed the colorful posters on the wall, each one a gateway to new knowledge. He wasn't shy, just thoughtful. He was taking it all in, processing the new sounds, sights, and feelings of this important place. His mind was like a sponge, soaking up every detail of his new school, already making connections and forming ideas. It did not take long for Alex to feel completely at home at Sunny Meadows. The welcoming smiles of his teachers helped. The friendly chatter of his classmates made him feel included. He soon discovered the school library, a treasure trove of books that called to him. He loved the smell of old paper and the promise of new stories and facts held within each volume. School quickly became his favorite place, a playground for his intellect and a garden for his growing wisdom. He looked forward to each new day. Alex's intelligence was truly remarkable. It wasn't just about remembering facts or figures, though he was excellent at that too. His brilliance lay in his profound understanding of concepts. He could grasp complex ideas with surprising speed. He saw the why behind the what. This ability to connect disparate pieces of information set him apart. His mind worked like a finely tuned instrument, always exploring, always learning, always seeking deeper meaning. He was a joy to teach because he was so eager. His teachers quickly noticed his exceptional abilities. Mrs. Davison, his third-grade teacher, often spoke of his insightful questions. She would explain a new math concept, and Alex would raise his hand. His questions weren't about confusion. They were about exploring the idea further, pushing its boundaries. "What if we tried it this way, Mrs. Davison?" he might ask. His curiosity was infectious. It made the whole class think a little deeper. She knew he was a special student, one who would go far. In science class with Mr. Harrison, Alex was equally engaged. They were learning about the solar system. Alex already knew the planets, but he wondered about things beyond the textbook. He asked about black holes and distant galaxies. Mr. Harrison was impressed. He often found himself looking up answers to Alex's advanced queries after class. It was a delightful challenge. The other students would listen, fascinated, as Alex and Mr. Harrison discussed cosmic wonders. He made learning exciting for everyone involved. His report cards were always a testament to his abilities. They were filled with phrases like exceptional understanding and a pleasure to have in class. But it wasn't just his grades that impressed the teachers. It was his attitude. He was always humble about his intellect. He never boasted or made others feel small. He was simply passionate about learning. This combination of brilliance and humility made him a true favorite among the faculty at Sunny Meadows Elementary. They cherished his presence. One sunny afternoon, during art class, the students were tasked with building birdhouses. The instructions seemed a bit complicated for some. Alex studied the diagrams for a moment. Then, he gently suggested a slightly different way to assemble the pieces. His method was simpler and made the birdhouses sturdier. Miss Periwinkle, the art teacher, watched him explain his idea to his group. They quickly caught on. Soon, The entire class was using Alex's improved method, and the sounds of happy hammering filled the room. Another time, in history class, they were discussing ancient civilizations. The topic was a little dry for some students. Alex, however, was fascinated. He raised his hand and shared an interesting fact he had read about Egyptian hieroglyphs. He explained how they were like a secret code. Suddenly, the other children were intrigued. They started asking more questions. Alex's enthusiasm turned a potentially dull lesson into an exciting exploration of the past. He had a knack for making any subject interesting for his peers. Even during recess, Alex's intelligence made a positive difference. Sometimes arguments would break out over games. Alex had a calm way of resolving disputes. He could see both sides of an issue. He would often suggest a fair compromise or a new rule that everyone could agree on. He once invented a new version of tag that involved solving simple riddles to be safe. It became the most popular game on the playground. His classmates appreciated his fairness and his creative solutions to common problems. He never sought praise for these moments. He just naturally saw ways to help or improve things. If a classmate was struggling with a math problem, Alex would quietly offer to explain it in a different way. He wouldn't just give the answer. He would help them understand the process. This genuine desire to assist, combined with his clear explanations, made him a valuable friend and classmate. His actions spoke volumes about his character, showing intelligence and kindness working together. Slowly but surely, Alex's presence began to change the atmosphere at Sunny Meadows Elementary. His classmates, initially just impressed by his smarts, started to see him as a helpful resource. They were no longer hesitant to ask for his help. They knew he wouldn't make them feel silly for not understanding something. Instead, he would patiently guide them. Study groups naturally formed around him before tests. He made learning a collaborative effort, not a competition for those around him. Teachers, too, found their jobs a little easier and more rewarding with Alex in their classes. They would sometimes ask him to explain a concept in his own words if other students were struggling. His unique perspectives often shed new light on difficult topics. Mrs. Davison once said, "Alex has a way of making everyone in the room feel smarter." His clear, simple explanations benefited not just the student asking, but the entire class, reinforcing the lesson for all who listened. The school began to feel more vibrant, more intellectually stimulating. Alex's curiosity was contagious. Other students started asking more questions, encouraged by his example. They became more engaged in their lessons. The library saw more visitors. Discussions in the classroom became livelier and more thoughtful. It was as if Alex had unlocked a new level of enthusiasm for learning within the entire student body. He was a catalyst for positive change, a small boy making a big difference. Ultimately, Alex showed everyone at Sunny Meadows that intelligence wasn't just about getting good grades. It was about curiosity, kindness, and sharing what you know to lift others. He proved that being smart could be a wonderful gift, especially when used to help and inspire. The teachers cherished him, not just for his intellect, but for the wonderful learning environment he helped create. His classmates admired him, not just for his answers, but for his friendship. Alex's journey was a quiet inspiration,